All right, guys, we are here, day 5 of following up like a pro and closing with compassion. So let's dive on in and just sort of wanted to share a bit more. I know we shared a little bit about sort of philosophies on closing, but I just want to encourage you that it's not about having the right closing scripts, the right words. I mean, you can have all the right words, but if your heart, your soul, your intention isn't right, it could be felt by them, right? It needs to be there. We need to get much more focused on the other person and less about our own personal interests, needs, goals, okay? Our role is to help them come to the best decision for them, right? Just to have a heart to simply want them to find the right solution to solve their most pressing problems. Like, this isn't just words. We really want them to find a solution to whatever their greatest health challenges are right now, or their challenges, excuse me. It might be health challenges, it might be financial problems, it might be whatever. Don't you just want them to find the solution? Your solution might be that solution, or it might not be. Can we just get our heads and hearts around that? Knowing that closing is really about caring. You know that song I used to sing to my son, sharing is really caring, caring. That's what closing is about, caring. And emphasize that throughout. So these aren't like scripts to use, but just there's places where you can remind them how much you care. Like literally saying, you know, when you join me or when you buy from me, I'm going to be there. Like when you say yes to this business, I'm going to link arms with you and help you every single step of the way. Like I'm going to be there. I want to help simplify this for you. Or the products, right? So I always focus on that. Like I want to help you just have a phenomenal health testimony. I want you to feel like a completely different person, and I'm going to be here to help you every single step of the way. So reiterating that and flat out letting them know. Sometimes you can even start out this way. You know, I'm not here to sell or convince you. Sort of take that pressure off the table. I'm not here to sell or convince you. Let's just see if there's even a fit or a need here. You know, there may or there may not be. Can you imagine that's not only your mindset and your attitude or belief, but also words that you can say throughout the process. And also just letting them know and actually saying, you know, I care enough about you that I want you to join me, or I want you to invest in these products so I can help create a better life for yourself, for your family. That's what it's all about. So just knowing that we want that caring to be real and find ways to share that so they feel it, your prospect feels it. All right, so 3 strategies to better closing. These are strategies that Bob Heilig talks about. He says when we're closing, we need to know and close to their goals, we'll talk about, help them see how their future can be better. He calls it future casting, and highlight the support that they're going to get, you know, in the clear direction. So let's dive on in. First of all, you're going to close to their goals. So you should know their goals from the very beginning. A lot of times we don't know their specific goals. We just go into selling, right? We just start telling them about the products and the features and the prices and what's lacking. There's got to be something lacking in their life right now that they don't have a product or a solution for. What's their unmet need? What's their most pressing problems? Sometimes we just got to slow down a bit and make sure we really know it, because then we just want to be reminding them of their goals over and over and over again. So if their unmet need is that they want to stay home with their kids, but financially that's not feasible right now, you got to remind them that, you know, like, I know that you want to be able to stay home with your kids, and there's nothing more that I want for you than you to be able to stay home with your kids, right? So you just keep reminding them of that and help them see your products or business as the vehicle or solution to their problems, you know, and just saying, you know, I know working together, we can help you do that. We can help you be there when the kids wake up in the morning, dropping them off at school, being there when they come home, whatever it is that they said they wanted, you know, not missing out on those soccer games or those field trips or the school play. I know that working together, we can help you do that. Okay? So that's one. Future scoring is having them see how their life can be different by doing something different. So you might even have them score, right? Saying, okay, well, how important is it that you're able to leave your job and stay home with your kids? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it? And let their importance or their sense of urgency drive it. So they might say a 9 or a 10, right? So you want them to sort of set that baseline for that urgency. And then again, you're reminding them, you know, that 9 or 10, like, and you're helping them think through what that might even look like. So gosh, I mean, think about your day now, right? So this day when you are literally able to give your job the boot and stay home with your kids, like, just tell me a bit about that. Like, what is it going to look like and feel like? Have them say it in their own words. Have them tell you how their future is going to be better. So you do have to sort of help them start painting that picture. Or, you know, the days when you're not so physically exhausted. You know, you say you want like oodles of energy, natural energy. Like, how do you think life's going to be different? Like, just tell me a bit about it. Like, have them start feeling the emotion and actually start using the words. So that's super important. It's called future scoring. And then lastly, just show them that they're going to get support. A lot of folks say no to a business because they're saying no to themselves. They don't actually think they could do it. They think maybe you can do it, but they don't think they can do it. They don't know if they can do this on social media or have these conversations or reach out to people or close, right? So if you can show them that when they say yes, you're not going to drop them like a, you know, a hot potato, that you've got this process, you've got these systems, these team systems that you're able to plug them into. So maybe even help them understand what that first step or experience would be. You know, if they're not really ready, they're hemming and hawing, you sort of need to give them a peek, you know, draw back the curtain, as the saying goes. So it might even be someone who is really interested in the business, but they're hemming and hawing, and you could tell again they're just lacking confidence that they can do it. Maybe you set up some time to show them the first steps. Like for us, it's hopping on the phone and doing what's called a game plan meeting, where we talk about what it's like to grow this business and what their first couple of months would look like. So you might even say that, you know, I know that you haven't said yes to the business yet, but we might want to even go ahead and get started and just hop on the phone, and you can just sort of see what this would look like. Like, what does it look like to grow an XYZ business? And you know what? If they're not interested to hop on the phone for that game plan meeting, even before they start, they're not interested. I mean, you're going to know if someone's truly interested by their willingness to participate in whatever that next step is. Okay, so you got to listen to their actions, not their words. I think that's what frustrates us a lot, right? So it's like someone who says they like are pulling you along, you know, dragging you along, but every now and then they express interest, but most times their actions show anything but interest. We've got to listen to their actions, not their words. So bottom line is, let's not seem so desperate, because we shouldn't be desperate. Remember, you're not peddling a product. You're not just trying to make a sale. You're trying to help solve problems. Because when we're so darn desperate, it smells. Oh my God, it feels so uncomfortable for them. I know the Miltons say, you know, they can smell your commission breath. Closing is this delicate dance where, yeah, we're following up, we're there, we're consistent, but also we're not going to just keep following up when they show no response, right? We don't want it to seem so desperate. You got to, you know, follow up and then pull back a little bit. Follow up and then pull back a little bit. Also, just know that you got to follow up like a professional. Some people said they felt, you know, they didn't want to be like an inconvenience or a bother with the follow-up. What? We've got to follow up like a professional. We've got to be systematic and do it with compassion. So what I mean by systematic, what we've already been talking about, you've got this process, this exposure process. You're holding their hand, going from exposure to exposure until they're confident in making a decision, yes or no, and that you were on top of it, right? So if we've reached out and prospected someone last week, but we didn't hear back from them, that we follow back, that's just our system. We've got a system, right? 3 to 7 days later, we're going to follow back up. Hey, just want to reach back out to you. Are you open to taking a peek? Right now, if again, I mentioned if it's crickets 2 times, then you just go back into relationship building mode. But don't feel hesitant to reach back out and follow your system. That it's just what any business owner would do, any professional would do. And bottom line is, even make a no, when they say no, a pleasant experience for them. And where they felt good, they feel good with the yes, they feel good with the no. That's what we want, right? Where we don't make them feel bad. We don't drop them like a hot potato. We are going to continue that friendship, building that relationship with them. And because we know in the back of our mind that that there's going to be a time where they're ready for this solution, and there's going to be a time that they do reach out to you, and it's just the right thing to do. Make no a pleasant experience for them. All right, so today's action is I just want you to share your biggest aha from the week around follow-up and closing with compassion. Maybe something you realize that you're not doing, or maybe something you're doing that you were able to tweak, or maybe even just confirmation that what you were doing. Sometimes we just need confirmation that, okay, what I'm doing is right. I just keep on doing it with more people, more consistently. Focus on the activity, knowing the results will be there. The results will show up, and normally they show up fast. It's like a wave, right? It's like, woo! But that's because of the consistency. So just share with us either your biggest aha, maybe what's something you're going to start doing differently. So any of your thoughts, share that below. So appreciate it. I hope you guys found a lot of value out of this 5-day challenge. Again, thank you so much for being part of this group, and I will talk with you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.